refuse to lose. I'm built to win. Applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse. Mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes, they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win. Applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another great episode of FCC. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We have a good one for you. How has everybody been doing? So, the slate of the NFL at this moment. What do we have for you? Well, we have some quite possible returns to the NFL. We've got some more rookie discussions. As it pertains to, that's pretty much the noise right now. The good news about the NFL is nobody's getting in trouble. Normally, we should have a lot of noise of ignorant stuff going on. And guess what? We don't. We have a boring part of our lives in the NFL where ain't nothing going on. So what's been happening? We've just been discussing these rookies a little bit more. So that's what we're going to do here today. We're going to look at the first round draft picks, and we are going to look at what their potential impact could possibly be to the NFL, quite possibly what the impact could be to potential fantasy value. So a quick glance at the draft pick and the team that they went to and what the team has, and kind of just giving our own slight little evaluation of what the player can do within his first year, maybe two. If he's going to be someone who gets a contract, are we going to look that deep into the future? It depends on where the player goes. You know what I mean? What kind of player is. But sometimes we can kind of see that. Sometimes we overshoot. That's the best part of being an analyst. You know what I mean? You get to have fun and play with the future, the past, the present, all in one bunch. I was gonna look at some NFL rumors and news and updates if there's anything out there. But as it pertains to one return, we could quite possibly have one of the greatest returns in the NFL. Patrick Mahomes, ladies and gentlemen, is throwing the football with no pads on. That's a great thing right now. That's great news. He's actually, as according to head coach Andy Reid, he is in phase 2. And on phase 2, technically in the NFL, if this is during the regular season, phase 2 is basically where you're able to practice, but you're not allowed to have any pads, no contact. So you're just kind of out there, just running the field, running on the bike, getting your motions in, working on your mechanics without the pads on and stuff like that, without weights. Excuse me. And then from there, you go into the next phase, which is getting ready to come back on the floor, come back on the field. But here's the thing: we are in May, and he's in phase 2. And per Andy Reid, as everything is properly progressing, we could quite possibly see Patrick Mahomes week 1 in the NFL. I believe he's going to be ready for training camp. I think he will be ready for training camp. I know they have Justin Fields. They have Justin Fields as a backup. Hey, he might very well be just that. Because if Patrick Mahomes is on this pace right now, and even so, if they, he might come into training camp preseason, he may not play. They might put him on the PUP list. They could possibly first 4 weeks give him just a little bit extra time because they believe that they'll be able to move forward with Justin Fields for the first 4 weeks. So we could, but regardless of the fact, between September in October is where we could see Patrick Mahomes back on the football field. If that is the case, mind you, they just got Kenneth Walker III. So now the Chiefs have a wonderful running back. I think the receiving core is decent enough for a Patrick Mahomes return. We could see the Chiefs back into the playoff picture. We could very well see that. Now, give a couple shout outs real quick. Nico, how have you been? How have you been? It's been a while. Good to see you. So we are back every week. I'm a little late. I was supposed to be here yesterday, but baby girl got sick at school, so I had to switch plans. And Wednesday, so I had to switch plans to Friday. So we are here, but we are back every Wednesday right now. And then when the regular season comes in, we are going to go 2 shows because we got a lot to talk about when the regular season comes around. I hope you got a lot of questions. So yeah, I like that. I like that. We will talk about that. Bring your questions up. We will talk about that as we progress. Is he going to be? Let's see that. Let's see if Pat Mahomes is back to 100% for 2026 season. Is he going to be the same level as Josh Allen? Guys, this is a great question. This is an outstanding question because there's one simple answer. Hell no. He's gonna be on a level greater than Josh Allen. Josh Allen, okay, does not have the resources to even tie the shoes of a man like Patrick Mahomes. Let Josh Allen just make it to the Super Bowl before we even talk about levels. He's gonna surpass Josh Allen. I don't give a damn. I don't care what nobody say. Oh no, he is gonna be on a level past Josh Allen. The man is already past Josh Allen. There's no level Josh Allen could reach that is on par with Patrick Mahomes. Oh, hell no. We not know. Josh Allen lost to one of the greatest defensive coaches in the NFL, as mind you, okay, because this guy was honest about this roster with this quarterback, and he got fired. No. Oh, no. There's no way in hell Patrick Mahomes will be on the same level as Josh Allen. He will be past Josh Allen on so many levels when he returns. Oh, no. Nah. I'm not even worried about it. No. Here's how much so I'm not worried about it. So the Raiders went ahead and got Kirk Cousins, right? Now, Mendoza should not play at all this year. I hope Kirk Cousins does well enough that he plays the entire season. However, he ain't winning in that division. Do you know what Kirk Cousins' record is against the Chiefs? 0-4. You think that's not going to continue? It will. Because one of those games will be on primetime. And we know what Kirk Cousins does on primetime. Okay. And I'm a Kirk Cousins fan, so we know the truth. Now, let's keep that going. Against the Denver Broncos, he's 2-2. Won't be that this year. Probably 1-1. Let's see. And then against the Chargers, he's 2-3. So he doesn't even have, as a quarterback who's been in the league a long time, he doesn't even have a winning record in the division that he's about to go play in. And that division ain't fun, okay? That division is not fun. You are dealing with Patrick Mahomes. You are dealing with Harbaugh. You are dealing with Bo Nix and his coach. Okay, there's a lot going on in that division, okay? So the Raiders aren't going to make too much noise this year. They're not supposed to. Patrick Mahomes will on his return. So much so, I have Patrick Mahomes in a higher place in the playoffs than I have the Bills. I think the Bills might make it. And if they do, they get knocked out in the first round. So sorry. Not with a new head coach. Not with unless this head coach is about to come in with this Bills team. Here's the key. He has to come in with this Bills team, current roster and all. And this Bills team that's already technically been established, been to the playoffs, been to a conference champion, but ain't won one. He ain't been there, but he ain't won one. Okay. You have to understand, this same squad is going to go under a new head coach, new offense, new defense. And you're telling me they just going, this head coach in 1 year, you're going to the Super Bowl? Nah. I ain't never heard nothing like that before in my life. No. 2 years, maybe. 2 years. Not in your first year with the team. No. Who are you? Who are you that makes you better than 32 other ones that you finna just waltz into the Super Bowl just because Josh Allen's your quarterback. Oh, hell no. I could do this all day. Nico, that was a great question. That really was a great question. But no levels at all. No levels at all. He's going to stay at the same level. Patrick Mahomes about to be on another one. I'm so sorry. Let's see. I'm worried about Tampa Bay's running back room with Bucky, Gainwell, Sean Tucker. Would you still draft Tampa Bay running backs next season? If I can't get Bucky, I'm not touching nobody. Seriously. If I don't get Bucky Irvin on this roster, I'm not touching them. They're going to be a pass-heavy team. Bucky Irvin catches the ball. If I do not have Bucky, Gainwell doesn't really catch. Gainwell, he is a goal line. He's a goal line vulture. Don't get me wrong about that. So Gainwell is more of a deep league flex option. Okay, he's going to get you. He's going to be good for between 8 to 12 points next year. But unless Bucky gets hurt, Gainwell and Sean Tucker are going to share the rock. Sean Tucker is going to get like the lowest percentage of these three backs, unless we got to look at training camp. That's why it's going to be Coach is here for training camp, guys. Oh yeah, I'm here for training camp. So we watching everything. We gonna know who is everywhere. Oh yeah, I got to do work schedule. We'll talk about that soon. But no, I'm right now as it stands, I'm going Bucky or nobody. Period. Let's see. This was if Jadarian Price going to RB1 at Seahawks instead of Zach Cabernet now that Kenneth Walker went to KC. No. So what's going to happen is Zach Cabernet is going to be the number one right now. They're going to battle in practice and in training camp, but I believe Cabernet will be the number one. However, this is a team that uses heavily both of their running backs. He is a steal. Here's what I mean. Anybody that's paying attention and watching right now, I'm about to give you a steal for your season of fantasy football right here and right now. If you go running back, you're going to have to take a hit. Okay? I mean, you're going to have to trust whatever quarterback is out there and whatever receivers is out there. You're going to have to skip the line. All right, you understand what I'm telling you? If you think after training camp, if Jadarian Price is that guy for them, like meaning, he's easily going to be the second running back, you have to take him. You have to take him. If you have to go running back. If not, he is going to be gone in the 4th or 5th round. Now, you might be able to wait that long if you can sneak a receiver, like running back, get you a good receiver, and then you might quite possibly get a quarterback or one more receiver, and you might be able to let him slide to the 5th. If nobody, and it all depends on who's paying attention to him in training camp. If you're watching this show, you're going to be paying attention to him in training camp. So he might have to be a steal if this is a show that you watch for your fantasy advice. I'm just saying, okay? And if I'm telling you, if Coach is playing fantasy football and I'm watching this kid and he is everything I think I need in a third running back, I'm going to have to sacrifice a tie. You know how I feel about number one wide receivers anyway. I don't mind getting me a receiver in the 3rd, 4th round. I really don't care. I got 3 running backs that are carrying my team. You understand what I'm telling you? In a PPR league, if you have 3 running backs carrying your team, it does not matter who's catching the football. Everybody is, but bro, your number 1 is catching. Your number 2 is catching. Your number 3, for the reason you drafted him, is catching. And then whatever receivers you get in the 4th or 5th round, they're the third option slot. They're most likely the number 2 or the number 3 receiver on the team, right? So all you got to do is intelligently make sure you're getting the one with better value in the draft. But your 3 running backs are carrying your team. You understand what I'm telling you? It's just a little advice. These are the running backs you pay attention to. And reason being is they have their number 1 in Zach Cabernet. And I just like the fact that the Jadarian Price, I believe, he's basically, it's like a shift. Zach is going to be Walker. Price is going to be Cabernet now. They use both of their running backs. So we pay attention to them in training camp. We're listening to what they were saying about him. Here's what I mean. If he is practicing with first team reps in training camp, he's easily going to be a nice upwards placement in coach's charts. Now, like I said, as a rookie, I'm only probably going to put him in the 4th, 5th round, depending on what I hear and see out of training camp. Because that's based. It's all, remember, it's still based off of that. Because if we're hearing great things about Zach Cabernet, it's not like we can just take Price and just run him up. You know what I mean? So that's where our ears have to play intelligent telepathy. What I mean is, you got to close your eyes, listen to what they're saying, use those words to fish for what you're looking for out of what they're saying about the player. If they say and tell you, this player threw 7 interceptions in practice, if you listen to that and run away from the quarterback, well, you're ignorant. Interceptions are designed in training camp. That's what they're supposed to be doing. If you're not throwing interceptions in training camp, I'm actually a little bit worried. What are y'all doing in training camp that y'all not preparing for bad play, for bad throws, and bad? You got to prepare for everything. Okay. Anyway, let's move on. You hit me with some good questions, Nico. I love it. Let's see here. What do you think about Brown's rookie wide receiver, Conception? Is he a good cut for the bench, or we need to wait until the season starts? No, here's the thing. They don't have anybody who outside of what's my man name? I'm having a brain fart. I'll think about it in a minute. Outside of let's go. I'm so sorry. I don't want to be like that. Let's go look it up real quick. Who is it? Where are you? It's like he's at the tip of my tongue, and I just can't. Why did you give me a list of not what I'm looking for? No, family depth chart. I'm making it hard on myself, right? All right, wide receivers, where you at? Oh, he's not there anymore. That's why. Never mind. That's why I can't think of it. Oh, no, he is right there. Jerry Jeudy. Oh, my God, I'm blind. Coach is getting old. All right, so they have Jerry Jeudy. I don't know why I couldn't get that man's name out of my mouth. And I do like the fact that they have Harold Family as well at tight end. I think Conception is going to be a good 2nd or 3rd round steal. We'll look at see what we can see out of training camp. If he's pushing for to be that number 2, because if he's pushing in training camp to be the number 2 wide receiver, obviously we're taking him in 2nd, 3rd round. Okay. Especially if we're liking what we see now. Remember, guys, though the Browns have a new wide receiver, okay. Though the Browns, don't worry, we're still on the Patrick Mahomes. I'm not done yet. I just been answering my man's questions. Though the Browns have a new wide receiver, Deshaun Watson will be at practice. So they are talking about basically people are pushing for him to play out his, basically play out, see if he can. I don't know. I don't know what's going to go on, but I think Deshaun Watson is going to end up starting this year. We'll see. He may get it. Coach, the new coach might come in, but no, you're going on the bench. But we'll see. But that's the thing. We don't know who's quarterbacking right now. So, unfortunately, because we don't know who's the quarterback, we really can't tell you. I can't tell you where Conception can be, because he can shine. He can shine in training camp, and then the quarterback that's supposed to be there ain't there. And we don't until we know the quarterback situation. We'll know better on what we think the receiver is going to do. I would say this. Actually, you know what? I'll say this. Even if it's Watson, Watson likes slot receivers. That's where he's going. He likes hitting one-on-ones. Outside of his whatever the bad play he's done, Watson has actually had some pretty well good seasons, especially throwing the football. So if he can get back to the DeAndre Hopkins era type of Watson, I don't know if that's ever going to happen again. I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see. The Browns just, I don't know. They look a mess. They got a good running game. I do think if the quarterback issue is good, the quarterback situation is good, he could fight for the number 2 position. And again, that for me puts him second, third round, maybe high third round, low second round. Again, depending on what we see in training camp, which we will be paying attention to. All right. I'm hoping to do something on like the very first day of training camp and go live. It'd be so cool. All right. So let's see. Next question. Do you like the Saints for next fantasy season with Travis Etienne, Tyler Shaw, Chris Olave, Jordan Johnson, and Ricky Jordan Tyson? Hell no. Well, nah. The division is actually fair enough for them to make a little noise. So this is a brand new team. So I'm actually not gonna get on the Saints case. I'm gonna actually leave the Saints alone. All these names out of sight of Travis Etienne, but they still have I believe they still have Alvin Kamara. So I'm gonna say the Saints with this team could possibly do good. 7-8 wins. The division is, again, I think it's decent enough that they can fight, but I'm not sure if they're strong enough to win games just yet. But if this is, I don't care for Jordan Johnson. I'll be quite honest with you. That's the only one. That's the one name. Maybe he shines. Maybe he starts shining. He did good last year. I ain't gonna lie. He showed up last year, so maybe that continues. So we'll see what happens. It's a nice little team, but they still got to get past. They still got to get past the Bucks, and they still got to get past. Looks like the Panthers. Panthers are beefing themselves up to be a good team this year. Let's see what else we got. Do you think Christian McCaffrey is going to have another massive year like he did in 2025? Or now that the 49ers got Mike Evans, Christian McCaffrey won't be getting as much pass? Yes, he will. Yes, he will. Have you seen the NFL play defense? Yes, he will. Okay. I'm not saying he's scared, but I'm also not saying, why would I not throw the ball to Christian McCaffrey if he's sitting right there wide open? Until they break this man's leg on the field, he is one of the most dominant threats, catching and running. He will always get the rock. What I would tell you for Christian McCaffrey this year, if you are a Christian McCaffrey seeker, I'm going to be quite honest with you. I would drop him to the second round. I think he's still a second round running back. I think he's still good for 17 to 28 points a game. He's in that range. It'll be high low. But I think he's still in. I don't think he'll have any games under 12, maybe one or two if it just, he might get hurt, leave the game early, something like that. But I think out of majority, I think Christian McCaffrey could be a top 15 fantasy player. Maybe even top 20. Let's see here. Is wide receiver Antonio Williams from Clemson that went to Washington. Can he change the order of passing with Terry McLaurin, Zach Ertz, and Deebo Samuel? Well, I'll tell you this. This is a thick receiving corps, okay? And I have Washington. Here's the problem. So I have Washington fighting with the Cowboys this year for first place. One is going to fall to fourth if they don't make it to first, because I have the Eagles for some reason. I had the Eagles finishing out at third. I got the Giants finishing out second in that division. So the fight for first place in that division is from the Cowboys and Washington. You know what's funny about that? You know who has the toughest schedules this year? Washington and the Cowboys. So one of them will be in first place, but because of how their schedules are, one of them is going to end up falling all the way down to fourth. I don't know yet. We're waiting for schedule release, which we'll talk about a little bit later. I'm waiting for schedule release so I can do that, and we have a big schedule release show, and I go through my schedules and I go through my wins and losses for each team. So we'll get to that soon. But right now, I do have them in that, fighting for first place. So that one of them can see first place, Mr. Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, so as I said before, Patrick Mahomes is quite possibly returning early. If not by the first week, he will be ready by at least, if they put him on the pub for the first 4 weeks, just to give him a little extra time. If they just feel that we don't need him right now, he can just, he can use the rest. He can come back week 4. That'd be, there's nothing wrong with that. I say, when I see a player get put on the PUP list, especially coming off an injury, and yeah, they might have been at training camp and then end up on the PUP list, I don't get mad. I tell players, this is why I tell you, they were injured. You can draft them, but you might not be able to use them for the first 4 weeks. I tell y'all that all the time. So as long as you prepare yourselves for that, then it's fine. Take them where you want to take them. I just always let you guys know when you want to take an injured player in the first round, you can go right ahead. Just know you might not have them for the first 4 weeks. They might put them on the PUP list. All right, so no, Nico, we're gonna have a problem here. What I just read? Nico, what did you put? I think a quarterback really underrated is Jacoby Brissett. He was so good after Kyler Murray stopped tanking the Cardinals. He made Trey McBride and Michael Wilson fantasy football here. Here's the problem. That might be so true. Here's the problem. There was no film on him. You understand what I'm telling you? You can't bank on film that he had with the Patriots or with the Colts. No. There was no film on him in the offense with the Cardinals. That's why he did good. I'm telling you right now, the Cardinals about to get I'm going to pay the fine, but they about to get their ass whipped this year. I'm so sorry. They are not ready. They are not ready. And the fact is, they are thinking that they can put this team on the back of Jacoby, and it's not going to go the way they want. You got to understand something. That defense is still not good. They have 3 running backs. Tyler Algier. Okay. While we're on it, we might as well go on and talk about these first rounders so I can get this one out the way because I hated this pick. They got Tyler Algier. Woo! They brought over thinking he was going to take over the number 1 job. They already have Trey Benson. I get it. He got hurt. It's like they're not even finna give this kid a chance. But you still got Connor, right? You still got James Conner. So you got 3 running backs already. And you wasted your first round pick knowing doggone well your defense ain't well, and you really do not have a quarterback. If Jacoby Brissett get hurt right now, what's going to happen? Oh, that's right. Y'all dumbasses took Carson back with the 3rd pick. That was your intelligent move? Well, I'm sorry, Cardinals, again. Y'all can get y'all asses whipped this year. I'm so sorry. That division ain't playing nice. Do you know who you playing with? You got to deal with the Rams. Okay? Now, here's the funny thing about the Rams. While we're still talking about first rounders, they took Ty Simpson. Now, I actually had a thing for Ty Simpson. I just didn't think the Rams was going to be the place. I preferred them going to the Jets, to be quite honest with you. Didn't think the Rams were in the market for a quarterback. Turns out they really weren't. McVay's a little upset. He is going to go out here and prove a point. Now, if general manager wanted to draft for the future, look here, you and your coach got to have talks because you guys can't have dysfunction like this. Besides that fact, the Rams might go out here proving a point with Matthew Stafford. So you got to deal with that. Their defense is still top 5. Now, you got to sit here and deal with who else is in that doggone division? The Seahawks, the returning Super Bowl champs. That's what you got to deal with. Okay? And who's the other team in that division? What we got? We got 49ers. 49ers have crippled their way to playoffs for like 5 years. Buddy, they're a little upset. And they're coming for blood this year. I don't think they're going to do much. I mean, they're going to make it to the playoffs, I believe. Depending on got to look at the schedule, see how it works. But that's your division, and you went out and got Carson Beck. Carson Beck to save the day in case the coach said ain't gonna do it because he's not gonna do it. They got film on him now. They're gonna run right through that cat. I'm just telling y'all. It's not going to be good for the Cardinals this year. It's really not. I'm sorry. You wasted that first round draft pick. So you got 4 running backs. Who's getting cut? Because I'm telling you right now, whoever gets cut off that team, they are going to eat. Guys, this is another fantasy tip. Whatever running back, somebody's going to have to get in. I did not keep it 4 running backs. I don't believe so. And one of them might have been gone already. Look and see. Let me see. Let's go look at the running back. Let's go look at the Cardinals running back depth chart. Let's go look. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. All right. Cardinals depth chart. I want to look at these running backs. Who we got? We got Jeremiah Love, Tyler Algier, James Conner, Trey Benson. Somebody getting cut. You can't keep all four of these running backs. I mean, you could. I wouldn't say, like, why? Like, your team is depleted in so many other areas. And you went out and got, so we're going to tell you, it's not gonna be, I wouldn't draft him. I would not draft Jeremiah Love. I'm so sorry. People are going to draft him. People are going to think I'm crazy. People are going to think they're going to show me up. And I'm going to be the one laughing when you lose in fantasy. What we got, Nico? If Joe Burrow stays... Let me tell you something. You know why I laugh at this question? Joe Burrow been hurt since his rookie season. He had 1 year. 1 year where he did not get hurt. Guess where he went? He went to the Super Bowl. Guess what I got going to the Super Bowl this year? I'm hoping the Cardinals. I'm hoping the Bengals. But we gotta look at the schedule release and see what we're looking like first. But let's see. If Joe Burrow stays healthy compared to last year when he was injured most of the season and almost came back and took the team to the playoffs. Joe Burrow nasty now. Joe Shiesty got the gas, man. He just, an offensive line is bad. They paid too much money to all these receivers. He took a big check, so they kind of broke now. They ain't got much moves to make. Mind you, they only signed a 1 year deal defensive tackle. Okay, so money ain't really there in Cincinnati, but can he be quarterback one even better than Mahomes, Josh? Let's when we talk about Josh Allen, let's do this. Let's say like this: Mahomes, Drake May, Lamar Jackson, Bo Nix. Let's bring Bo Nix, Caleb Williams. Let's bring names up like this. Oh, hold on. Mr. Top 10 himself, Dak Prescott. Can we say names like this first? Before we talk about this fool, they have better passing yards than him. They all have more touchdowns than him. They have in a career mass less interceptions than him, less turnovers than him. Can we not act like Josh Allen is a top 5 quarterback anymore? Let's not. Let's let the cat out the bag now. Okay, the Josh Allen slander doesn't go anywhere. I've been telling y'all how bad this fool was since he got paid his first contract for losing the AFC Conference Championship to Patrick Mahomes, who went on to win a Super Bowl in the same year, got a mega contract, and somehow you thought this fool deserved $280-something million. You really thought that? Yeah. How'd that look out for you guys? Well, he kept turning the ball over. He kept missing the playoffs. And now you fired your head coach. And who's still there? Your turnover machine, Josh Allen. So who can barely, by the way, scratch 3,600? He can barely scratch 30-something or 3,000 passing yards. He can barely do it. He can barely throw for 30-something touchdowns. Let's be real, guys. Are we gonna just air it out with him now? Who all can we blame now to say these are faults of somebody else why Josh Allen ain't great? Whose fault is it? Let's take his name out. Let's put somebody else right there. He doesn't need to be there. But to answer your question, as long as he stays healthy, I actually think, remember, what was it? The year they had a crappy year, I couldn't remember if he was hurt or not, but he threw for 5,000 yards. They just had a losing season. That's why he didn't win MVP. That's the only reason why Joe Burrow didn't win MVP that year is because they had a losing record. They make it to the playoffs. They go pretty deep. he wins the MVP. He had the best stats of any by far. He blew out everybody that year. He just had a losing record. They only won like 6 games that year. So staying healthy, have good protection, have a good, decent defense that can stop some people. Yeah, I think Joe Burrow is a Super Bowl championship this year. That's what I think. Are you drafting CeeDee Lamb ahead of George Pickens next draft? I think Pickens had a much better season than Lamb last year. Now the Cowboys franchise tagged him. Does it tell us something? Yeah, it tells me they are ignorant. It tells me they have now they're doing what they always do. They're going to franchise tag him. They should pay him before the league season starts because I still think there are people that are out there wide receiver wise and looking for a paycheck. And I do want to believe. Wait, didn't he sign his franchise tag though? I think he signed his, which sucked because never mind. I'm talking about my ass now. I think he signed his, and I'm not sure why you would franchise tag. That's why my whole thing was I wasn't sure why they were franchise tagging the number 3 wide receiver in the NFL. That was a little weird. Now they franchise tagged him. They might still pay him. I gotta remember. Did he? Let me see if he signed it though. Well, he did sign it. Yeah. This is it. 25. He had 1,400 yards in their franchise tag. Maybe because they want to secure some money. Maybe Jerry Jones worked his mouth magic so they can secure some money so they can pay some people to get a better defense. Because I do love their defensive picks that they picked in the draft. And they are trying to get their defense a little better. That's literally all they're missing to make it far in the playoffs. Would I draft him over CeeDee Lamb? No. They franchise tag him. They're not gonna get that boy the ball that much. Or they might overuse him. Honestly, I don't know. You might be right. I don't know. You might be onto something. He's franchise tag, and they literally just might overuse him just because he's on the tag. I'm damn. Because they might even use that to trade him, quite possibly. Yeah, over here talking about the Cardinals. So I would say you might be on something. I might be taking George Pickens over CeeDee Lamb. I'm not sure unless we're still looking at CeeDee Lamb in the first round. Then I'm taking CeeDee Lamb over George Pickens. But I do think they might overuse him. So George Pickens could be depending on how deep the league is, he could be a late first round, early second round, or somewhere in the first round in smaller league. So I still think he's the first, second round pick. All right. So as it pertains to the rookies, where is my banner? Oh, we're still here. Okay, cool. All right. As it pertains to rookies, where is my draft board? Okay, so Fernando Mendoza. So look, I don't think he should get playing time at all this year. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think they have a great opportunity for him to sit behind Kirk Cousins and learn a lot of great football. He's got a great organization behind him. The Raiders are a great, long-lasting organization. He's got good ownership and Tom Brady sitting there. To be honest with you, too, he's even got Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders has ties to the Raiders. So it's just there's a lot of good mentorship that he's possibly going to get being a Raider. I just don't think he's playing all this year. Now, if it just, if Kirk Cousins just falls flat, I mean, you really won't have a choice. And the best we can do is hope for the kid to do his best. But I think the best thing for Fernando Mendoza is if he does not step foot on the football field, and he can play preseason. I hope he plays all 4 games in the preseason, but I hope that's the only thing we get out of him. Okay? Like, seriously. I hope we get nothing else out of this kid. Because I hope for the regular season, there's just enough time for him to develop and learn and sit behind great minds and take over the franchise when the time comes so that they have their quarterback for the future and they're not basically piggybacking on drafts every year, basically. David Bailey. So look, Jets are a defensive team. They have been a defensive team since the days of Rex Ryan. They were a top 5 defensive team with Robert Salter. So I like the draft pick. They do have a lot of pieces that they do have to replace, especially with Sauce Gardner. So I think they did get a corner replacement. You ain't replacing Sauce. That kid is awesome, but they did replace the position. Geno's the quarterback. I would have really loved if they would have reached for Ty Simpson. That's just me. They need a quarterback. I do understand the argument that there isn't a quarterback in the draft that would have been great for the Jets. So I do understand that argument. I understand it very well. So hopefully they get somebody next year. But Geno ain't it. Here's what that means for David Bailey. You about to get a lot of playing time, pimp. That defense might stay on the field. So you are going to get a lot of good reps. So take every snap as you can and be ready. Because the Jets are going to be ready to go here the next couple of years when they actually do get a quarterback. So again, I like the defensive moves where they're in a tough division with the Bills, the Patriots. I'm not worried about Miami this year. But I do think with Geno Smith at quarterback, they're going to be on the field. The defense is going to be on the field a lot. Okay. So again, get you some good reps. What that means for fantasy, not much outside of depending on when we look at schedule release and who they're playing against. Jets might be a good defensive pick on certain levels of the game. Depending on who they're playing, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take the Jets this week. So that's probably about as much you're gonna get from the defense. They're not gonna be that great this year. I honestly think the Jets are actually rebuilding. If you start back over with Geno Smith, you're rebuilding. You're starting completely over. You started with defense. Even got you a tight end in there, so I did like that. You got a weapon. At least you got a security blanket to get you some hard yards and some extra blocking. You got 2 great running backs up there. Again, you're leaning on Geno Smith right now. That's the biggest thing. So a lot of playing time for David Bailey. We already talked about Jeremiah Love and that horrible pick. I ain't got nothing to do with the player. I thought the player would have been better off going over here to the Giants or even going over there to the Titans. I feel like the Cardinals stole him. I really feel like they were petty and they stole him so nobody else could have it. You have 3 outstanding running backs and you added him. You need a quarterback, but you added him. Your defense is bad, but you added another running back to the 3 you already have. Cardinals, we're going to be on your ass this year. I'll pay the fine, guys. I'll pay the fine. We're going to be on it this year. Let's see. Wide receiver, Carnell Tate. Beautiful pick. I'm excited actually this year. So he is going to quite possibly be the number 2 receiver for this team. They need one. They got a good guy. They got a good young guy for their young quarterback. So as long as we're doing good in training camp, he's actually going to get a lot of good reps. I would actually say he is a 2nd, 3rd round pick in fantasy this year. I think he's going to have pretty high value. There's not many receivers with the Titans, so he should get a lot of reps. He should have at least 60% of the snaps, if I'm not mistaken. All right, edge rusher, R2L Reese. So this, I believe he's a hybrid. I think he's a linebacker, edge rusher. I love it because he is going to complement Thibodeau on the other side, or even on the same side at times when they want to bull rush one side. This is the action I believe that the Giants need defensively. Secret, I got the Giants number 2. We're going to look at the schedule. We're going to look at everything when the schedule release comes out, and hopefully what I envision is what I can see when I'm lining up the wins and losses. If they hold on to a number 2 spot, and it doesn't mean a winning record, because again, that division is going to be so tough. A winning number 1 could be like 9-6. And again, I said that with one thing they did hint to the Cowboys and the Washington Redskins, I believe, have one of the hardest schedules this year. And if they win that division, somebody's only winning 9 games, I think. So second place means you're only winning like 7. Okay, maybe 8. And if first place can win 11, maybe second place wins 9. Okay, I think the highest in that division is going to be 11. Maybe 9 wins in that division. So it's going to be tough. Like I said, the Giants, and again, the Giants. I mean, I have the Eagles in third. They're stated to have the easiest schedule, but I don't know. I feel like there's going to be a little bit of turmoil on their team that's actually going to lose more games than they're supposed to. I think they're going to have a tough year this year. And I could be wrong. Eagles could actually fly out the bird and whoop everybody and make me look completely foolish. So again, I give more hard evidence when that schedule release comes out and I can see who's playing who. I'm like, oh man, yeah, the Eagles do have an easy schedule. If they lose these games, they are bad. So then I get to play with that. All right. Let's see. Cornerback Mansour Delane. So he went to the Chiefs. This is a really good pick. They got the secondary. I don't want to say covered, but basically getting somebody young in that position is always good to have. As long as he can basically come out and start. And if he comes out starting at that position, I love corners at rookie that come out and start, especially on the 1 or 2 side. There's nothing wrong with starting in the nickel. It just means you just need a little bit more development before you go outside. So corners that can come in as rookies starting outside already, I love it. And I believe that's what they drafted him for, is to do that. So with your quarterback coming back quite possibly week 1, this is going to be really good for the Chiefs defensively and offensively. And they could see I'm telling you, they might solidify themselves as a team just right out the gate. It might be scary for people. Maybe not. We'll see. Got to look at the schedule release. Next, we have linebacker Sonny Styles for the Washington Redskins. I've watched the Commanders. I still say Redskins. This is actually really good. I like the pick. Defensively, they need some help, especially in the linebacker section. It'll help them stop the run game a little bit better. They do have some weaponry on offense. So again, I have Washington fighting for number 1 with the Cowboys this year, if it all kind of irons out that way. Next up, how we think? Let's see, wide receiver Jordan Tyson. I want to give this young Saints team a chance. So what I'm going to say here is Jordan Tyson should complement Chris Olave very well as a number 2. This is a young offense, young quarterback, young coach. So we're gonna give them their due to grow. Okay. So for fantasy, if you're looking for value in Jordan Tyson, we're gonna keep our eye on value. Meaning we're here for training camp this year. So as training camp will be on, I'll be on live and we'll be talking about everything. We'll be talking about the different things. We'll be talking about the players, how they're progressing through training camp. We will be watching preseason this year, guys. You got to get ready for fantasy. But for me, Jordan Tyson, right now, with the way the Saints look, he is a mid-3rd to high 4th round pick right now as a rookie. Just because he's going to come in, hopefully, being the number 2 wide receiver. I just believe, based on numbers and where everybody's going to be ranked, in my head, I have him there. We'll see how many players come in. We got to go through injuries. Those ACLs got to tear. So sorry, guys. They got to come to Coach's couch and hang out with me for the whole season. So we'll see how all that kind of stuff irons out before we do our official draft, FCC draft board, which is always fun. But for right now, I'm looking at a mid-3rd to high 4th round because he should be the Saints' number 2 wide receiver. Let's see, offensive tackle Spencer Fano, great pick. This is just, you got to get this. You got to get your quarterbacks, whoever it is. You got to give them some protection. All right. I like the way that I love the direction that it seems the new order Browns are going in. We just got to figure out what order they're going in their quarterback now. And I think once they iron that out, even if it's Watson, even if they say we're going with Deshaun Watson, okay, you know what? That's fine. You paid him all that money. He's got to go out there and play his contract. Excuse me. I am 100% okay with that. I have no problems with that at all. When he plays bad, make the switch. We are not going to sit here and poop on Shadir for no reason anymore. Okay. If you're gonna make a decision, make the decision, but be hard on those decisions when it's time to make the bad one, like when it's time to make the switch. Okay. And if you're not going to go with Shadir, you're not going to go with Watson first, and he's going to be your backup. That's fine. Same thing. If Shadir play bad, make the switch. But here's the problem. We don't want to make a switch. The issue with the Browns is we need to know who the quarterback is so we can just move forward and go win some games. Do you understand? The Browns, and I could be wrong. But the Browns haven't had a winning season since the days of Derek Anderson at quarterback. that was a long time ago. So, good pick for offensive tackle, good protection for the quarterbacks when we find out which one it is. All right, so offensive tackle for the Giants, we have Francis Muago. Again, great pick. We have to get this kid some protection. But here's one thing I want everybody to pay attention to when it comes to Jackson Dart. Who is his offensive coordinator this year? And who is his quarterback coach? If you paid attention to what I paid attention to last year, he ran that football in the end zone a lot. He's got to pass the ball. Now, granted, he's getting Malik Neighbors back. He's probably got I believe he's got a really good wide receiving core this year. Defensively, they should be really, really good. So if the protection is good, when you bring in an offensive tackle like this, as long as Jackson Dart's mechanics, because I didn't really care for his mechanics from last year, as long as somebody has worked on his mechanics, I really think that, again, I have the Giants at number 2. Number 2 in the NFC East, okay? Number 2 in the NFC East, if they can win. Because that means they'll win 8-9 games. 8-9 games, okay? And that means they should not lose twice to any team in their division. So hopefully his mechanics are fixed and he's throwing more touchdowns rather than running. I don't mind him running, but the majority of his touchdowns were rushing touchdowns as a quarterback. So we gotta protect him, make sure he's able to pass out of that pocket and work on his mechanics in the pocket. All right, who else we got next? All right, number 11, we got Caleb Downs. All right, so I was happy with this pick. Look, Cowboys needed a secondary. They're second. Look, I watched one of the worst games. One of the worst games when I was working at Bob Reed. It was Cowboys and Packers. This game went in overtime because didn't nobody know how to stop nobody on defense. It was horrible. It was the worst display of defense you would ever. And it was literally the secondary was the issue on both sides. It wasn't just Cowboys. It was the Packers too. Their secondaries were atrocious. Hey, y'all kept telling me Trayvon Diggs was good, bro. Y'all didn't fool me. I kept telling you all, I don't care how many interceptions he's got. Do you see the air yardage he allows when he's getting burnt on the field? He undercuts those picks. Or the bad throws, he gets sticky hands and just jump up and take it. It ain't like he running with the receiver neck and neck and taking that ball out the air. No, neck and neck. He getting burnt. I told y'all. He caught on like 23 yards in the air. Like, what? You want me to be impressed because he's about to break? Didn't even do that. He might have came close. He had 12 interceptions, but he gave up a lot of yards, bro. Like, you still scored on him just because he had 12 interceptions. He still gave up a lot of touchdowns, too. Don't tell me nothing about no Trayvon Diggs no more. No, he can't catch, and his brother can't play in the cold. Don't tell me nothing else about no Diggs, brother. I'm tired of him. All right. So anyway, now that my little rant is over, who are we talking about? Caleb Downs. So hopefully the Cowboys have fixed their secondary issue with this one. I do like this pick. Again, they got Mr. Top 10 quarterback. They got 2 top 10 wide receivers. They put one on the franchise tag. They put the number 3 wide receiver in the league on the franchise tag. That's crazy work, bro. That's such disrespect. Anyway, so I still think the Cowboys will fight for number 1 in that division, and this will help drafting a safety to help with their secondary issues. Let's see who else we got. Offensive tackle Caden Proctor. All right, so this is for the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins, you're gonna do absolutely nothing. Nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing. Okay, look, this is no slander to Malik Willis. No, none at all. But you're taking a team over that Tua Tagovailoa had, and it had nothing. 2 years ago, y'all lost 11 people on defense. 11. And you really didn't do much to replace that in the last 2 years. You lost both your wide receivers. Both of them are gone. You paid one. You paid them both, actually, and they gone. You gave Tua $53 million. Do you know this fool is now teammates with his old teammate? And it's Tua starting for the Atlanta. Oh, God, it's really bad for Atlanta. Oh. Hey, Saints, y'all might be good. You might be the number 3 team, but you ain't going to be the last player. I think it's going to be Atlanta, bro. I really do. But anyway, all you have is Devon A-Chain. You don't have nothing else. You lost everything. Everything. So I guess for this offensive tackle, reps are highly important for the quarterback you'll be protecting next year. Because it don't matter what Malik Willis do. This team is bad, and you're not doing nothing. You're not. I'm dead serious. It's just there's no components on the Miami Dolphins that says we're winning more than 7 games. If that's even that, that's a lot. Like Miami might be in close proximity to a number 1 draft pick next year. It's not that. I'm serious. We gotta wait for the schedule release to come out, but they have nothing on that squad, bro. Nothing at all. All right. Ty Simpson, Alabama. Well, same for you. Somebody wanted to, but it wasn't the coach. And the player was like, huh? So for you, yes, learn from the great quarterback, Super Bowl championship. He won a Super Bowl championship in all his time in the NFL. It ain't gonna be like that for Josh Allen. You know, the day Josh Allen actually does win the Super Bowl, the entire world coming for me. But then you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna sit back and say, well, it took y'all long enough. Okay, it took years for y'all to just hope and wish for this man to finally do it, and you want me to be impressed? It's too late. There's nothing more he can do to impress me. It has never impressed me. He looks like a prototypical reincarnation of Tim Tebow. I'm dead serious. He looks like a hyperbolic chamber version of Tim Tebow. Sorry. Tim Tebow did the same stuff he did. He got booted out of the NFL, but he was winning football games. He had less and went further in the playoffs. Let that sink in. All right, so who we have next? Who we talking about next? Ty Simpson. Learn. He ain't getting hurt. The one injury this man had in his entire career was that elbow. And what did I tell you? No quarterback who has elbow surgery needs to be on the football field next season. You want to know why? They can't extend that elbow, which means what? They can't throw the ball accurately past 15 yards. And what did we see? Horrible passing past 15 yards to the point at the end of the season they had to just say, all right, we're going to just let you go. It took you long enough. He didn't need to play all season. We saw with Cam Newton. Any quarterback who gets that, you cannot extend the elbow. It can't. You had surgery on it. It literally stops. Okay, you have to wait. It's almost like a baseball player who had Tommy John surgery. He can't play. I believe The elbow surgery in the NFL should work just like a Tommy John surgery. If you have it, you're shut down. You're shut down for a whole year. I'm so sorry because you cannot throw the football. I don't care how many times you hand it off. The defense and you already exposed yourself when you announced the fact that you had the elbow surgery. Defensive coordinators are not stupid. So I just think one of those that injury is just it's a liability for the entire organization to play your quarterback when he has the elbow surgery. That's just my point of opinion. But learn. That's all you can do, Ty Simpson. Learn. Let's see. Ravens guard. Your name is hard. I'm gonna learn it when they say it on TV. It's gonna be good for 7 wins. This is a good offensive tackle for 7 wins. Yeah, 7 wins. I gotta look at this division and see what's going on. I think they'll be better than the Browns. They might be second place. That'd be probably 8-9 wins. So I think the highest win in this division for first place will probably be 12, and that'll probably be the Bengals, I think, if everything works out well for them. But I feel like I think he'll be a great commodity for the team. And then what he does is he opens up a lot more in the running game for both Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. So I believe this is a wonderful, wonderful pick for the Ravens. They can basically get back to, I think that back to the Ravens style of football. All right, at number 15, the Buccaneers drafted Reuben Bain Jr. So everything about this pick was great. You know what wasn't great about this pick? The person that has to tell him what to do, Todd Bowles. I'm so sick of this guy. Oh my God, he is so the reason why the Bucs are bad. I'm sorry, Patrick. How do you as a quarterback with nothing half the time? You got great receivers. When they get hurt, but you gotta go out there and take everybody else. But hey guys, it's on us. It's on us because the defense ain't gonna do nothing with Todd Bowles back there. You understand that every game won by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers was offensively. Every game they lost, let me ask you a question. Did they lose because Baker Mayfield threw a pick? And that costed them the game? No. See, Baker Mayfield didn't have that many turnovers. Did they lose because Baker Mayfield kept dropping the ball and behind line scrimmage, fumble, and pick up scoop scores? No. Did they lose because the other team could finessely beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense down the field and score? Yeah, that's why. Absolutely, 100%. So true. Because it's so funny how when the Bucs win, he can sit up there and smile. When they lose, they got nothing to say. It's over Baker Mayfield over there talking, putting the blame on him. What more he could have done? Are you kidding me, buddy? You had 3 touchdowns. What more could you have done? Defense could have did something. Defense could have stopped the running game. The defense could have stopped all the balls in the air. Oh, they didn't though. That coach directed them horrible. So it doesn't matter who gets put on this Bucs team right now. The cracks in the Bucs are going to show because Todd Bowles is not a leader. He is not a good head coach, and it's going to show. And it's again, everything has held on right now because of Evans and Baker Mayfield. Evans is gone now. Mika is going to be good. You still got a guy with you got it, and you added some weaponry, but it's not going to be the same Buccaneer offense anymore. Meaning, it's going to take a hit, and it's going to have to rely on some defense for help, and they're not going to get it. I don't think so. Not in the way to win a football game. And I'm gonna just expose Todd Bowles every time they do it, every time they lose. All right, Blake Miller, offensive tackle, gone to the Detroit Lions. I like the pick. You're giving some more beef to the line. You got your running back ready to basically take a full load. So you need protection, meaning full load, meaning running and catching. So you got to get you need some good protection, which means you need rotating pieces on that offensive line. Because you got to keep Jared Goff protected. He don't like to get hit, and so you got to keep pieces rotating on that line. So I like it. I like the pick. It should keep Detroit in a top contender for their division. Good protection is always needed. They got good receiving core. Again, they got good running game. The defense is ran by a wonderful head coach as long as they stay healthy. That's been their biggest issue. is the defense getting hurt. 18 Vikings, they drafted defensive tackle Caleb Banks. So Caleb, get some reps. Get as many reps as you can. Yeah. Just rep it up. You're gonna be on the field a lot. So your quarterbacks, okay, are JJ McCarthy and Kyler Murray. Hence, you're gonna be on the field a lot, buddy. Get all the reps you can. Be ready to be one of the most dominant defensive tackles in the NFL, because you about to get a whole lot of tackles and you about to lose a whole lot of football games. Because you can't do it all by yourself. The offense got to go score, right? They're going to have a hard time. Don't get me wrong. It's going to look good for a little bit. But I'm telling y'all, McCarthy is not a good quarterback, and neither is Kyler Murray. So probably get a lot of running around in circles and balls thrown in the air. So if JJ can catch those, it'll win them 7 games. I would say around the time of October, we'll see what happens with Kyler Murray. See if we get hurt and pay attention. Call of Duty come out around that time. So we'll pay attention. November. So we'll pay attention, see what happens around that time. Next up, we have Monroe Freeling. All right, so offensive tackle for the Panthers. I like it. Beef that line up some more. Get good protection. They are on, they're on the stomping grounds to get back into the playoffs again. They want to make sure this year is not the fact that they just kind of like, because remember, they lost and got in. They lost and got in. So this time they, make sure we win and get in. Make it a little bit more, make it mean a little bit something. Because that's personally, they did not deserve to be in the playoffs that year. It really should have been the Bucks. That was weird. But I get it. It's the win-loss and how that stuff works. Number 20, wide receiver, Mekhi Lemon. He's replacing A.J. Brown as the wide receiver. They still have they still got Smitty catching the footballs. But here's the thing. We got Saquon Barkley. So what does that mean? They don't run the ball. Mekhi Lemons might be a good pickup, but I would say they're going to run the ball a little bit more this year due to the fact that they still have Saquon Barkley. I think they might even make him basically, they might, build an offense around him and have receiving as a secondary option. Why? Well, Smitty don't care. He going to get his. And the one that was crying about getting all these catches ain't there no more. You ain't going to have a rookie sitting there crying. But you just got here. Be quiet. So what are they going to do? They're going to put the focal point on running the football more this year than they did last year. So, I would say he's a 5th round pick. He might be a 5th round pick. I believe that's his value right now in fantasy football. Let's see. Number 21, offensive tackle, Max Heineker. So, I think they're still waiting on Aaron. Oh my God, we're still waiting on Aaron. I think he may have signed. I don't know. I don't really care. Good luck, kid. No coach. I would say new coach. Let's be respectful. We have a new coach. It's not much there. It's not much. It's not much. They got a good defense that I don't think is going to be anywhere near what they were now that their coach is gone. I think the Steelers are probably going to be in last place this year. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's not going to look too good for them. Get all the reps you can is the best I can say. But I think the Steelers is going to have a really, really rough season this year. Eat with or without Aaron Rodgers. That does not matter. Let's see. Akeem Midstor. I think that's how you pronounce it. Edge rusher. So this is needed definitely for the Chargers. Does it do anything for the Chargers in the season? Nope. Because Patrick Mahomes is coming back. We've been waiting for what's his name? We've been waiting for Justin Herbert to break out of his shell. He's not. He's not going to. This is pretty much, I think, the best we're going to get out of Justin Herbert, guys. So this is where this was a great pick defensively. As a team, You're dealing with the Denver Broncos and you're dealing with the Kansas City Chiefs. I think that's just too much power for Patrick or for for the Chargers to deal with. I really do. He had his moments where he was like really, really, really good. Justin, he was actually at one point one of my favorite quarterbacks. I really liked him, and then I was defending him. Number one, he had this many yards as his third year in the league. Doing great, and he took a nosedive. He throws balls away. He doesn't finish drives at all. Like, he gives up on plays, and nobody's saying anything about that. Like, I don't know. Even with Harbaugh, he doesn't even look good with a great coach like this. Like, so I don't know. For me, great pickup defensively. They need it, but doesn't mean the Chargers are going to do anything this year. All right, Malachi Lawrence for the Dallas Cowboys, another good pickup. So again, they addressed their safety and their defensive line need desperately. So again, I think the Cowboys are in really, really, really great shape this year. Actually, they're fighting for number one in their division. They can come at 9 wins. That division is really, really tough. But I do think that they had a really good draft, especially in the first round. They were limited on picks, so I just like what they addressed with the limited picks that they did have. As we discussed, CJ Conception with the Browns. Let's see, Dylan Thiemann with the Bears. I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I did not like the pick. I really thought they could have gone a little bit more offensive. I do think they need more offensively. There's just not enough there to me outside of the quarterback that just carries that offense, and they need that. They need more. They could have gotten another running back to help with Swift. They could have gotten another wide receiver with that first pick. The safety's fine. I don't even think they really needed the safety help that bad. Defensively, I thought they were doing fine. If anything, I probably would have addressed the interior a little bit more so they wouldn't, because they do run on the Bears. But I don't know. We'll have to see what the safety does. And it doesn't deter me from picking the Bears defense or not picking them. Again, defensive for me, I'm not picking until until the game, until that Sunday anyway. And I'm just going with the best value, so that don't bother me. Texans got a guard, Keelan Rutledge. Pretty good pick. Protection for the quarterback, obviously. They have a decent receiving core, so we'll see what they'll do this year. Defensively, they are a top defensive team. He threw 5 picks in the playoffs, though, CJ Stroud. Okay? This is the same guy who they criticized him because of his score in the Wonderlic test. Came out and slandered the Wonderlic test. And in the playoffs, you showed why you failed the Wonderlic test. I believe he's hit his cap. We'll see. His numbers have not been better than his rookie season, which is not good. They continue to decline. We'll see what happens this year. I personally, he had a great rookie season, and I haven't seen elevation from CJ Stroud from his rookie season. All right, we got the Miami Dolphins got a corner, Chris Johnson. I do like the pick. Again, they lost 11 people in defense 2 years ago, and unfortunately, this is about the best they can do to address it. So it doesn't mean much. The Dolphins are still going to be a bad team this year. It was a good pick for them for their future, because that's pretty much what they're doing for. They do everything for them right now in the future. Caleb Lamoe went to the Patriots. So look, Patriots have problems. Head coach out here with fidelity. Okay, getting the second person pregnant. You're doing too much, baby. They're asking him to step down or at least get suspended. Like this is what happens when you're in the public, like your personal affairs are public. Like, I don't know how else you want it to be done. And you thought you could keep them found your boat, my boy. They done found the love boat. You can't hide, bro. Everybody can see you. You can't hide no more. So outside of their coaching issues, we got to look at something we saw also in the playoffs last year with Drake May. He did not have a good playoff. He barely scored any touchdowns in the playoffs. And on the biggest moment of the stage, he folded. He was young, second, third year in the league. It's understandable. All we need to make sure we get from him this year is more elevation. However, again, he's lost to Stephon Diggs, so he's got to find another number. I think he's gone through like 3 different number 1 wide receivers so far. So the Patriots actually have some challenges this year. They're going to be dealing with. It's going to be a lot of slander. It's going to be a lot of noise. And it's ironic because I don't know. It could help the Bills because they got a noise. They just got a new coach and a bad quarterback. They can get through that. But Patriots. Welcome to the team. That's about all I got for you. It's gonna be a weird year for you, young guy. Your coach is in some hot water, and that's about the best news that the Patriots got going for them right now. All right, Chiefs went back in. They had 2 picks in the first round, so they got Peter Woods, defensive tackle. So they went corner, just like the Cowboys. They went secondary, and they went defensive line. So they addressed their bigger needs in the first round. And again, their quarterback should be back. So the Chiefs are looking really good, man. Chiefs are looking like they're going to be a good number 1 team this year. We could have Chiefs, Bengals, AFC Championship game. That'd be nice. You want to know why? Because, Josh Allen, if you didn't know, Patrick Mahomes has lost to a quarterback before in the playoffs. You know who that was? Joe Burrow. Not you. You can't do it. But you can learn something. All right, number 30, wide receiver Amari Cooper Jr. for the Jets. So this was good. The Jets answered and gave their quarterback some more help. But again, guys, it's Geno Smith. So good luck, Jets. Good luck. Geno's not bad. It's just I don't know how it's going to work going back to a place where they didn't want. Remember, you said they wrote you off. You ain't right back. But then they didn't write you, and you wrote back. Hey, I guess that's why they pay you the big bucks, right? The Geno Smith lines are hilarious. Ain't nothing better than Jameis Winston, though. That's the GOAT. That's the GOAT of lines, bro. National treasure in the NFL. All right, so edge rusher, number 31, Keldrick Falk. I do like this for the Titans. I love both of their picks. They got their quarterback, their young quarterback, some help. And then now they're addressing some defensive needs early in the first round. And they did it on the defense. You can always use the edge rusher, man. Always. Everybody can always use. Even if it's a guy that you can only use on third, he can come in on third down and blitz. That's what he used for. You can always use the edge rusher. Edge rushers to me are about the same, about the best value as an offensive tackle. You can always have one. Their high motor and movements that they do, that's why they have high risk injuries. So again, you can always use them. And last but not least, as we talked about, Jadarian Price. Again, we will pay attention to players like him as he could potentially be a round 2, round 3 running back with high value, as if he is used. Again, Seahawks like to use both their running backs. So if he comes in and he can display that, he will be able to use, which means he is going to be a second or third round pick, which is why I was telling you, you might have to go running back. If he is going to be that guy, I would love to have him in my flex option. Absolutely. Does that mean I may have to skip out on Kaepernick? Absolutely. Obviously, right? Who are we staying away from? Jeremiah Love. when I drafted Jeremiah Love. Too many running backs. Sorry. I got to see who wins. And I'm still not drafting them. Too many running backs. They gonna run what they gonna do? Have a 4 run back set? They gonna go back to go college ball, huh? They ain't gonna play that wing tee, huh? Oh man. All right, Nico, let's see what else you got for me. I know you have some more questions. Let's see here. Is Bijan Robinson going to be the best running back in the league now that Tyler Algier left? Plus, Tua Tagovailoa is going to use Bijan like he did Devon A-Chain at Miami last year. Well, obviously, you have to use him like that. He's basically a receiver running back. You're going to use him like that. Is he going to be the best running back in the league? I don't know. He could be. That could go to Josh Jacobs. If Josh Jacobs could pick up where he left off last year. If the Bills have any chance of doing anything, they may run the ball, and that could be James Cook. Or the fact that I'm going to tell you who my sneaky number 1 running back might be. I got to look at everything. I see everything worked out. It might be Kenneth Walker going over there to the Chiefs. Chiefs have not had a running back in a long time. They could afford one. Now they got one on the low who just came off a Super Bowl run. Yeah, he'll get hurt. They have guys to come in when they need to. But I kind of like it. So he is actually now. Is Kenneth Walker going to be a number 1 top 5 running back? We got to see because he could be. He could be, depending on what running backs we're looking at. Bijan, it's tough. He has all the acclimates to be, and I get it. Tua's going to use him like he did A-Chain, but with A-Chain not number 1 running back, no. But you can blame a lot of that on the quarterback. The coaching as well on the play. No, that's a tough one. That is a tough one because I don't like Tua. But I know Tua likes to lean on his running backs as well. But again, is that enough fantasy value to take him at number 1? Again, we're going to look at right now I'm going to say no. Right now I'm going to say no. I don't think he's going to be the best running back in the league this year because Tyler Algier left. I think someone else might be. But we'll have to look at schedule release. We'll look at training camp, see what comes out of training camp, and my mind could change. Right now, though, I'm going to say no. Is Mike Vrabel going to stay the Patriots after? It's so funny. Let's see. After the news with Diana Rossini filing. Let's see. It's a bad look for New England and NFL. The Patriots should get someone else. Vrabel wrecked Diana's marriage and his own at the same time. Yeah, he did. Should we be talking about this? No. But somehow your private affairs became public, my boy. And it's dirty. It's dirty. Like there's a child coming out of this. And marriages are being ruined, unfortunately. And the owner tried to sweep it under the rug. I'll be honest with you. The NFL might have to step in and do something about this. If it was a player, he would have been suspended. Point blank period. If it was a player doing this, he would have been suspended. Have we heard from Steve Smith? He had him a situation. Where's Steve Smith? We see him this year in training camp. But if we don't see him this year, they took care of him. So I don't know, man. I don't know, Gabriel. You just might have ruined whatever shot you had with the Patriots and doing anything with them. Because if this is a big controversy that ends your career with the Patriots, this is gonna Drake May, bye. Like whatever confidence, whatever was like, it's and all that thing is, man. It's just gonna be bad for New England, man. It's gonna be really, really, really bad. I do think he should be fired. I'm not gonna lie. If not, suspended for the year. Something has to happen. It really does. What's up, Cardo? Conference champions this year. I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with the Cowboys. They can do it. Again, I don't know why you would franchise tag the number three wide receiver in the league. But again, besides all that, they have all the components to be to make it to the playoffs. What will they do in the playoffs? I don't know. I can't really answer for the Cowboys in the playoffs because every time they get there, they get shut down. Let's see. Are you still optimistic on Josh Jacobs, or is his knee injury last season showed how vulnerable and on decline he is? It's Emmanuel Wilson time now. No, it doesn't show me how vulnerable he is. It just showed me he was 90% of their offense. That's what happens. If you are anywhere between 80 to 90% of your offense, and you're a running back, yeah, this is gonna happen. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. He is literally all they have when it pertains to scoring, getting yards. Like, he was leaned on, even with their quarterback. This dude was leaned on heavily. Like, I'm not gonna say he was wrong. It's literally just his usage. He was overly used, unfortunately. And yeah, regardless of that fact, it still might be Emmanuel Wilson time because they might use both running backs. But I think Josh Jacobs' value does drop to more so second, third round. I don't think he's a first round draft pick this year. But we'll look and see where all of our picks line up and where I'm going to be putting everybody. All right, let's see here. According to you, you put a lot of pressure on me, Nico. Damn, bro. According to you, which is me, which team or teams are real underdogs for the 2026 season? Jags, Chargers, Rams, if Matt Stafford stays healthy, Lions, or the Texans? How you give him, bro? You put me on the spot, Nico, all the time. Well, I mean, didn't you win your fantasy? I guess that's why I get put on the spot, right? All right, let's see. Who does Coach believe is the underdog for the 2026 season? Now, whatever answer I give is wrong because I can't really know for sure without schedules. I got to see the schedules. I got to see, how things line up based off last year. But based off of last year, and coming into this year, a team out of these well put together squads. Because what's funny is neither one of these teams are underdog teams. Jags almost made it to the playoffs if it wasn't for the Texans getting in their way. And in the same division. Chargers, Rams, Rams are still going to be good. Chargers are actually not going to be that good. And if I'm wrong about the Chargers, they'll end up being the underdog team for that reason. But I don't think the Chargers are going to be that good this year. You know what I'm about to say? I'm going to go with Detroit. I think they'll be so undershadowed because of the Patrick Mahomes return, because of who else? What else is going on that will be in that division? I don't think the Bears are going to be that good this year. Yep, I think that division is going to either be the Lions or the Packers. Don't think the Bears are going to be that good this year. So, with that fact, I would say the Lions would be my underdog. These groups, the Lions would be my underdog. I think the Jags are going to be what they were last year, actually. They're going to be a decent team. Maybe even a little bit better than decent. Rams are going to be pretty good. They have a pretty good team. My only issue is I didn't like the fact that they drafted, not the fact that they got a quarterback. Getting a quarterback was my issue. A lot of people aren't looking at what I'm looking at. You got Puka Nacua that's having issues off the field that could quite possibly affect him on the field. And then you got Devontae Adams, who had, I believe, a grade 2 hamstring injury, so his down the field activity is going to be very limited. I would have gotten the receiver with my first pick. That's my only issue with the Rams. I would have gotten the receiver instead. But outside of that, I think the Rams are going to be pretty decent this year. But yeah, so give me the Lions as the underdog team out of these groups of organizations. All right. Are you expecting a bounce back season from Emeka Egbuka at Tampa? Last year was just his rookie year. Now Mike Evans is left. We just need to make sure Baker Mayfield needs to make amazing passes like he was in the first half of the season. Here is going to be the issue with the Bucs. Emeka is going to be good, but I think his numbers are going to be smaller than last year. I do think the Buccaneers offense is not going to be as explosive as it was the last two seasons. Could they still make it to the playoffs? Yes, they still could with low numbers and good wins. Emeka was exposed with his speed because they had Mike Evans. I'm so sorry. It was because Mike Evans was there. Yeah, Mike Evans got hurt, and he went out there. He was number one. Again, there was no film. They got film on him now. It's going to be a little different, okay? I am so sorry, but until I see you as a number one wide receiver, take on a double team. You're not him. You're not him, okay? You know what Drake London go out there and do all the time? Take on a double team. You know what Devontae Adams go out there and do all the time? Take on a double team. You know what DeAndre Hopkins go out there and do all the time? Took on a double team. You know what Jamar Chase goes out there and do? Takes on a double team. So does T. Higgins. He takes on a double team. He's the number one playing a wide receiver. That's why they did pay him. They have two number ones, if you want to be real, over there in Cincinnati. Because when you can break away from two defenders and get loose and get catches, you are outstanding. So when we can see Emeka do that this year, in his second year, now you're telling me something, okay? I don't know if he can do that yet. That is something that's more so, if you take Emeka high in the draft, that's what you're waiting for. That's what you are literally banking on, is him being the number one. And we don't know until we see it. Unfortunately, that's just one of those things. We're taking a chance. We're taking a gamble. That's the beautiful part about fantasy football, is the gamble. All right. Would you say that Trayvon Henderson is a better running back than Ramondre Stevenson? Number one, yes, I would say that. The Patriots need to use Hendy more because he was able to make the longest touchdowns for the Patriots last season. They were really reduced his play time for no reasons. Well, I'm going to be honest with you. Due to the state of the Patriots right now, I wouldn't touch nobody. Put it this way, if you are looking to build a mock draft right now, if you're looking at fantasy football from the longevity, right? You're a goater. You do this every day in your sleep until the draft comes, right? Well, you're gonna have to figure out how to draft a team without a Patriot. Until we get more intel on what's going on, until we get an interim head coach coming in here because Babel is stepping down or whatever's going to happen, and until we see what we need to do, you just take Patriots out of the equation. You just build your team without them. So therefore, if a Patriot ends up becoming available that you can actually use in the actual draft date, hey, you had no loss as it was anyway. You got yourself a game. But as it pertains to the New England Patriots right now, my team that I love so much is ain't Brady no more. So hey, I would say right now I would eliminate any draft concept of a Patriot right now. That's just my personal opinion. All right, so our last little topic. If I can find my stuff. Oh, we got one more comment. Thanks for taking the time to answer all my questions. Always a pleasure to chat, Coach. Always, Nico. Always, man. Always. I'm here again. We're back every Wednesday now. Because, well, as we're about to segue into our new segment, or our last segment of the day, we have scheduled release. They have not released the date yet, which is weird. I'm a little upset about that. They might be doing some big old surprise thing. They might be doing something. I don't know. But as it pertains to the scheduled release, let's look at something real quick. This is what we'll do. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then when we come right back, we'll get into the history of the NFL schedules that I've done going into this schedule. So let me take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Yo, my name is Lambo Anlo.
This is Dimitri.
This is Ed Han.
My name is Daryl Julian, and this is
Refuse to lose sports.
Refuse to lose sports.
Refuse to Lose Sports.
Refuse to lose sports.
Mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living in different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it. They told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie. I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes, they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win. Apply myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Apply myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse.
Welcome back. All right, so we are going over schedule releases. Let's see. Oh, we got another one from Nico. Are you going to create a fantasy football league where your viewers can compete with you? Why would you do that, Nico? Why would you do that? I'm retired. I am retired, Nico. I knew that question was coming. I knew it was coming. Oh, man. I knew one of my viewers was going to ask me that. Oh, man. Do we do it? Do we do it, chat? I'm retired. Let's see. Nico, that was a good one. You know what, Nico? Nico, we might have to do something, man. Oh, man, what better way to connect with my viewers, right? All right, we might have to do a little something. I might have to cancel my plans of doing another league because I was actually going to do my first, what is it called? Dynasty. I was going to do my first Dynasty league. But, Nico, you burned some fuel of fire in there, Nico. Oh, man, the viewers want to play coach, huh? I tell you what, Nico, we might be able to work something out. We might be able to. If we can collectively get a nice squad, the viewers might be able to be in the league with coach. That is really, You know, me and the boss man, we talked about something like this. I didn't think it was gonna happen this soon. I didn't think so. Y'all want to play coach? Don't y'all want to win? Oh man, that was okay. All right, Nico, we might be doing something. Chat, we might have to put something together. We really might have to. That was a good one right there. All right, where am I looking for? I think I found it. Let me see. All right, so where is my spreadsheet? So again, I do a spreadsheet every Sorry, guys. So sorry about that. Looks like I got kicked out of the stream somehow. So I'm sorry. I'm back. Oh, man, that sucks. All right. Well, seeing as we had some technical difficulties, unfortunately, this would just be a great time to go ahead and end the show today. But again, all we were doing was talking about some scheduled releases. And once soon as it'll be coming up here soon, so we'll be ready for that. But I thank you guys for tuning in today. I appreciate all you guys who viewed. And we will see you all next Wednesday. I love you guys. Coach is out.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.